So I just happened to watch an article, or watch, I guess read an article, featuring a has-been artist. Like nobody ever listens to this woman anymore. Out of respect for the individual, I'm not gonna name her because it's really not worth my time or investment. And really, this ain't as much as it is, or excuse me, this isn't so much about taking a dump on somebody else as it is to prove a point with respect to persuasion. So here's where I'm going with this. So this individual artist, this has been artist that nobody listens to and that produced mediocre music at best 10 plus years ago, maybe 15 plus years ago, who's now old, forlorn, worn down. Nobody cares about this individual. Recently came out and said that, oh my goodness, because of the tremendously high interest rates that the national banks has imposed on our country, and because of the rising, the high interest rates, and because of the rising prices in general, keeping the budget, maintaining the budget is difficult. So it means I have to make some changes. I know people who can't afford to eat out as much. I know people who have to adjust their spending pattern, etc., etc. Now, this individual has been featured in the news and in the newspapers and in celebrity channels or outlets, whatever you want to call them, a lot. So, such a feature, being featured in that way, comes with a certain expectation from the reader. In other words, people who are portrayed as celebrities are often portrayed as being rich and successful. My sans a few exceptions, of course. My take on that is they're mostly broke. They're putting on a facade. They're rotten through and through when it comes to substance and when it comes to materialistic goods. And in many ways, they're playing a different persona in front of the camera than who they really are. Now, leave that aside. That's not the point. And that's also why I don't mean to attack and certainly not endorse this individual. However, the individual joked about, well, oh, maybe I should fire up an OnlyFans account. Ha 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 ha. You know, even if this individual said it facetiously and half joking, just like a remark that bore no certain significance, there's always some degree of truth to any single statement or joke. It means that they're actually considering it. And I won't be surprised if this individual goes through with it. Now, if this individual had been open about it from the very beginning, like I'm so broke, I need to open up an OnlyFans account and flash my tits and whatever, sell nude photos to horny dudes who can't get laid. At the very least, this individual, she would have been honest. I mean, like, what's her name? Bonnie Blue, Lily Phillips, etc., these OnlyFans hoes. At the very least, they're honest. At the very least. So in that way, Bonnie Blue is actually a more honest and transparent human being than this individual in many ways. Now, here's where the persuasion has failed totally with respect to sales and business. If this individual actually had been a successful and skilled artist, she would have been rich. I'll tell you who's a successful and skilled artist who's already rich, who doesn't need to make any money from OnlyFans. Taylor Swift. And the same thing goes for Beyonce. Or, I don't know, Mariah Carey. Like, whatever. These three women are skilled. That doesn't mean I like their music. I really don't. I don't even know a single song by any of these women that I can come up with off the top of my head. However, you can't deny that they're successful. Now, have they had help Had they had management? Had they had sponsorship deals? Had they probably had some luck? Probably. But are they also skilled? Absolutely. Are they skilled with respect to managing their money? Absolutely. They're rich. And so the point is, those women actually knew how to use their skills to monetize them. Whereas this individual, it's like a pretend has-been, half-famous, C-level celebrity that nobody really cares about. And now she finds it tough to survive in today's modern world because she didn't take full advantage of her skills. It's as simple as that. And that's the real, and also being honest. That's the real lesson here when it comes to sales and persuasion. Monetize your skills, make money, use whatever persuasion means you have to attain more attention, attract more attention so that you can make even more money. If you want to learn more, then get subscribed to my publisher email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching and or listening to this, below this video, and I'll see you there.